Have you ever wondered what it would be like to come face to face with a real saber-toothed cat? Well, today we're going to take a journey back in time and explore the infamous Smilodon, one of the deadliest predators that ever walked the earth. With fangs up to a foot long, these feline beasts were larger than modern lions and struck fear into the hearts of their prey. But what led to the rise of the Smilodon? And how did this apex predator manage to survive for so long? Join me as we dive into the world of prehistoric cats and uncover the secrets of the Smilodon, the last of its kind. To truly appreciate the incredible nature of these animals, it's important to understand their evolutionary origins. The earliest felids evolved from weasel-like creatures, and the first of these animals dates back to the Oligocene period. The animal in question was Proilerus, and since then, cats have continued to evolve with distinct advantages such as retractable claws, agility, and intelligence. The first true saber-toothed cat was Pseudolerus, a direct descendant of Proilerus. Despite being relatively small, weighing only around 70 pounds, this feline was extremely successful due to its vicious bite and specialized saber teeth. These teeth were ideal for taking down larger prey and allowed Pseudolerus to take down prey over twice its size. The saber cat emerged in the fossil record 20 million years ago and remained present until around 8 million years ago. The appearance of the saber cat became more common during the late Miocene, as they evolved to have bigger teeth, wider mouths, and larger bodies. One of the direct ancestors of the Smilodon genus was Megantereon, a robustly built cat weighing approximately 250 pounds. Despite having shorter arms and body length, Megantereon was much stronger than other cats. This strength was necessary for holding down prey while stabbing their fangs into them. Scientists believe that Megantereon was the earliest species of Smilodon. Smilodon gracilis, the earliest species of saber-toothed cat, is commonly referred to as the saber-toothed tiger. This species was highly successful and further diversified into two of the most famous species, Smilodon populator and Smilodon fatalis. Both species coexisted in the Americas until their extinction. The Smilodon fatalis was an impressive creature, weighing in at a hefty 660 pounds, much larger than the modern-day lion. However, it was not the largest of its kind. Smilodon populator, another species of the saber-toothed cat, weighed an astonishing 880 pounds, making it much larger than modern-day tigers. It's hard to imagine facing an animal of such a robust build and size. While these two species of saber-toothed cats may seem similar, it's important to note that they differ in many ways. Smilodon populator, in particular, had the largest head of any saber cat. Its 11-inch fangs were serrated on both sides and relatively fragile. The skull itself looked almost fake due to its massive size of the canines. The cat also had large, thin incisors, which were likely not used for killing, but still served as an intimidating feature. The entire skull was robustly built and extremely strong, with a large sagittal crest that provided an attachment point for jaw muscles. One downside of having such a large skull was that the jaws had to open wider, which caused the bite force to be weaker compared to other cats of similar size. However, the Smilodon populator compensated for this by using its powerful neck muscles to plunge its teeth into prey instead of biting down as a lion would. Let's now discuss the hunting habits of Smilodon, an apex predator that targeted the large mammals. Smilodon's preferred prey included the extinct bison Antecus and species of camels, as they were smaller and easier to control. Despite the bison weighing 3/4 of a ton, Smilodon could still take them down with its precise saber teeth. While it is possible that Smilodon hunted mammoths and mastodons, it likely targeted younger or smaller individuals, as it could not kill fully grown adults. The giant sloth was also a potential target, but Smilodon seemed to prefer relatively smaller animals. Working in packs, Smilodon used ambush tactics to take down their prey, due to their short limbs being unsuitable for running. They would hide in shrubbery and wait for their prey to come close before pouncing with their impressive strength. In the Pleistocene era of North America, fierce competition for survival existed among the predators. This environment was home to large American lions, cheetahs, hyenas, wolves, and bears. Although this sounds similar to modern-day Africa, many parts of the world had hyenas and big cats coexisting at that time. The American lion was larger than Smilodon, and wolves and hyenas outnumbered them. However, despite this intense competition, these animals managed to survive alongside one another for tens of thousands of years, indicating an equilibrium. Unfortunately, Smilodon had fragile teeth that frequently broke while hunting and eating prey. Thousands of well-preserved Smilodon teeth have been discovered in the La Brie tar pits, with a common occurrence of fractures and breaks. This suggests that these cats were likely eating a bone, which is not typical for cats as they usually eat only the meat off the carcasses. The prevalence of fractures in Smilodon's teeth increases in younger specimens, which may indicate that these animals were desperate for food in a dying ecosystem. The Pleistocene era in North America was a challenging time for predators, despite the intense competition. However, these animals managed to survive alongside one another for tens of thousands of years. Smilodon's fragile teeth and the prevalence of fractures and breaks in their teeth suggest that these cats may have resorted to eating bone out of desperation. As we reflect on the past, we can see that many animals that existed around 12,000 years ago are now extinct. It is possible that the ecosystem became less fruitful, leading to their inability to find enough food. As a result, they may have turned to bone consumption to supplement their diets. Although this theory is not confirmed, it holds some merit. On the other hand, they may have simply eaten bone out of necessity to make the most of their kills. Despite the limited evidence found in the fossil record, it is still unclear whether Smilodon lived in prides like modern lions. However, due to their small brain size, some speculate that they were not intelligent enough to live in social groups. However, others believe that they did live in some form of social grouping, as males and females were the same sizes, which is a significant difference from other cats that typically exhibit some degree of sexual dimorphism. One fascinating theory surrounding Smilodon is whether or not it had lips covering its fangs. The clouded leopard, which has the largest canine to skull ratio of any living cat and is the closest thing we have to a modern saber tooth, has lips covering its teeth. Although its lips are not as big as Smilodon's, the existence of photos of Smilodon's lips implies that it likely had lips covering its fangs as well. The extinction of the Smilodon and most of the other Pleistocene megafauna occurred about 10,000 years ago during the Quaternary extinction event. The disappearance of the large herbivores the Smilodon hunted was the primary reason for its extinction. Smaller, more agile animals replaced these large herbivores, leaving Smilodon too specialized and unable to adapt to the changing environment, ultimately leading to its extinction. Thanks for joining us as we dived into the world of prehistoric cats and uncovered the secrets of the Smilodon, the last of its kind. And that's a wrap. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating videos like this one. Until next time, keep exploring and never stop learning.